I'm just really happy to be here and to share this amazing story of somebody called Jack Ma. Right, so for those who don't know me, my name is AnitadeSouza. I am a chartered management accountant and a financial and wealth coach. So I help entrepreneurs and individuals to gain control of their finances, to really understand them, and then, get over debt and learn how to build wealth. It's truly my passion, and that's really what I'm trying to do at the moment. So, if you're watching live, please comment your name by saying your name, where you're watching from, and if you're watching this on replay, let me know who you are and put #replay in the description box. So today's topic is a bit of a random one, actually, really random, because it's not what I usually talk about. I usually talk about, finances and all that, but it's actually quite funny how I came across it. So I was watching a movie with my kids, and the movie is called Ugly Dolls, and it's a really good movie. It's funny, it's got a really good cast, and there's loads of singing in it, so the kids and I love it very much. And as the credits were kind of going by, I saw something that popped up, and it said Alibaba Productions, and I'm like, Alibaba Productions? Isn't Alibaba very similar to Amazon? So they're known to be the Chinese version of Amazon, right? So it's like, what are they doing producing videos? So here's me now, Miss Curious, going to do a bit of research to find that now they have a production company where they actually produce movies. So it just made me think two things. So the first thing was, I'm very aware of Jack Ma. He is the founder and was the chairman of Alibaba. He's no longer the chairman now. The fact that when he started Alibaba, I'm sure he wouldn't have expected it for it to be as successful as it is. I'm sure he didn't see how far this business could go, right? I'm sure he didn't even imagine that there would be a movie production company as part of his conglomerate. But he just took steps, one step at a time, and now he is one of the top 20 billionaires in the world, right? The second thing I thought was that, a lot of us try to say things like, we're waiting for the perfect time, or, we don't have these resources, or there are restrictions, or we're, afraid, or we don't think we can do it, or we don't believe in ourselves, or don't think we're, worthy of going out and getting more. And, the difference between, successful people and just people that I guess are not wanting to take the step is that successful people, even when they feel the fear, they still do it anyway, right? So there's nothing to say that successful people are more intelligent or they're more, creative. It's nothing to do with that. It's mostly to do with the fact that they push themselves to do things out of their comfort zone. And so I'm here to tell you that, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to take the steps to start new ventures, to start new things, to get out of your comfort zone, excuse me, because that is the only way that you are going to discover new things about yourself, right? Staying within your comfort zone will not allow growth. But as soon as you step out of your comfort zone, guess what? You are going to achieve wonderful things, right? So there's a quote I love, and it's by Sarah Michelle Gellar. And what she says is that you will never know what you are capable of if you don't try. And it's just the absolute truth. The fact is, if you don't do something, you will just never know how far it can go. Jack Ma did not know that Alibaba would be where it is now. He probably had no idea, because of his life, how he got to even create an Alibaba in the first place. And so my thing I want to say to you is that, you have to try. Now that we have this great opportunity where we're all stuck at home, and I hope you're not bored out of your brains, this is a great time to do a lot of things. declutter, learn new things, do new courses, exercise, do all these wonderful things that you probably didn't have a chance to do before. It is a blessing, people. It really, really is. It's amazing. I'm loving it. I mean, I did find it hard the first week and the second week actually, because it was just really out of my comfort zone, and I just felt it was a big change. But actually there is such a blessing in us having to take a break and all stay at home. So another quote I like is Albert Einstein, and he said, in the midst of difficulty lies opportunity, right? So what opportunities are you seeing in this situation? It's so easy to look at the negatives, because believe me, there are so many negatives, and it's normal to kind of like try and move closer to the negative issues and points, but that doesn't help us. So we've got to try and stay positive at all times, okay? And that is basically what it is. So let me tell you a bit about Jack Ma and his story, okay? So Jack Ma, his real name is actually Ma Yun. At a very early age, he was interested in, the English language, and he kind of made an effort to learn English in so many different ways. And one of the things he used to do was that he started speaking English with English speaking Chinese people in an international hotel in his local area. And then after that, the fascination for English was still there. So then what he did was he used to ride on a bike 17 miles to the tourist area, to be able to interact with tourists that spoke English, and to be able to give them tours of various places in China. And what he was doing there was that he was learning to speak English from interacting with people that spoke English. And they say that when you're trying to learn something new, always be surrounded with people who are already experienced in that, because you learn faster, and they're just there to kind of, you can ask them questions, whatever it is, whatever subject or whatever, you can always gain knowledge from people who have already done it. And so what happened was, through riding a bike 17 miles to give people tours in China, he made some pen pal friends. And these pen pal friends, there was one particular guy in the US, and he named him Jack, because he found it very difficult to speak or to even pronounce his Chinese name. So now Ma Yun became Jack Ma, okay? And now, surprisingly, somebody who is so passionate about speaking English, he actually was determined to learn English by himself. He made efforts to expand his vocabulary and his knowledge by interacting with the right people, okay? So one lesson here is that we've also got to make sure that we've got the right people around us, positive people that cheer us on. You don't need negative people around you who are just literally going to drag you down. You want to be surrounded by the best people who have your back at all times. I'm sure you know who they are, right? Now, although Jack Ma was very good at speaking English, he was terrible at exams and learning and all of that. And in China at that time, they used to have a national exam once a year so you could get into school. Jack Ma failed this national exam 4 times. So by the time he finally passed his entry exams, he was a lot older than a lot of the other, kids. But that didn't deter him. That didn't stop him at all. So basically, now Jack Ma graduated in English and international trade. So he then became a teacher and started teaching English in China. Okay. But obviously he had his heart set on learning more English and expanding and meeting more, people that could speak English. So what he did was he applied to Harvard University, and he applied 10 times. And every single time he applied, he got rejected, okay? But guess what? Normally, as normal people, if we were to apply for jobs, you would not how many, you'll probably apply 3 times to the same place and then feel like, okay, do you know what, they don't want me, that's it, you know, and stop there. But this guy applied 10 times, right? So what are we learning there? Persistence. Rejection is such a beautiful thing, because actually when you get rejected, you gain thicker skin. Basically, you're able to deal with rejection better, because in life, right, you're going to face a lot of rejection. Okay, I have found a lot of rejection. Like, I remember going for a particular job. I think it was like so many years ago, I think it was with MTV. And back then I was like, oh, you know, MTV, you know, I'll be able to go to all the concerts and get to, you know, mingle with all the celebrities and all this. And it was an accounting job at that time. And it was left with me and one other person. And we had gone through so many series of interviews, and I got to the last 2 and I was like, right, I'm gonna push and I'm gonna try and get it. And then this other lady got it. She was much older than me, she had more experience, and I was absolutely deflated. But actually, from not getting that job, I was able to get another job, which allowed me to qualify as an accountant faster. Okay, so sometimes rejection in life is actually a blessing, because we get what we're supposed to get out of it through the rejection. Okay, so anyway, so after, you know, working as a teacher, teaching English for a little while, Jack Ma now, he applied for various jobs within China, and he applied for 30 jobs, and every single job he got rejected. I think this guy, Jack Ma, should have been called Jack Rejection, because he just got rejected in so many ways. It's ridiculous. So anyway, he applied for these 30 jobs, he got rejected. Okay, and this was in his hometown as well. So as you can imagine, if you know, you live in a small community, everyone would know that you are not getting these jobs, and what is wrong with you, why are people not employing you, right? But he didn't lose faith, he just kept on going. So now he's like, okay, what else can I do? So he applied to join the police force, right? And 5 people applied for the police force job, and guess what? 4 people got the job and Jack Ma didn't. Okay, so now the next thing he thought was, okay, so where else can I work? So KFC had now got entered China, so KFC was now in China. So Jack Ma was like, you know what, I'm actually going to apply for KFC because I just want something different. Hi Kami, thank you very much. So now Jack Ma applied for KFC in China, right? And 24 people applied for this job, right? Out of the 24 people, 23 people got the job. So guess who didn't get the job? Jack Ma. So just imagine being rejected from so many jobs, not being able to join the police force, KFC rejecting you. I mean, hello. So in the end, he was like, he's just had enough. What is he going to do? So in 1994, the internet came to China. And, you know, it seems to me that although Jack Ma had a lot of rejection, he had a very curious mind, because he was determined, he kept on going, he didn't give up. And so he applied for, you know, a way of kind of getting to use the internet in China. And he was really fascinated by it. And through this, he actually started his first company in China, right? And all it was a translation agency. It had a very bad website, but because he could now speak English, he used his skills and his talents to benefit him. So now he was working in this company that he had created, and it was basically translating English to Chinese or Chinese to English for people, right? But he wanted to learn more about the internet, so he connected with some guys that he had met back in the day when he was doing his touring, you know, in China, touring tourists. He kept in contact with some of the people, and so he was able to go to the US and stay with some friends out there so that they could help him to learn about the internet more. Okay, so he uses connections. And again, in life, when we're kind of working in various places, we're meeting various people, we are building connections, we are building how can I put it? We're building connections so that we can actually, you know, connect with people and, you know, Sorry, I thought I heard one of the kids waking up, so I'm starting to so connect with people to help us, right? People come into our lives and come out of our lives, but a lot of the time, a lot of people are there to kind of help us. So when he went to the US, he basically met with some guys, and they were randomly typing search words into the internet. And at this point, the internet was really, really new, right? And one of the words they typed was beer, like drinking beer. And what Jack Ma found was that there were a lot of companies that were on the internet that were promoting their own beer. But what he found was that there was no company in China, right, that had a website on beer or anything to do with China, right? And we know that, I think, with China there are quite a lot of restrictions when it comes to the internet. So what Jack Ma did was he used his intelligence, because also sometimes intelligence is not just about education, okay? And I think one of my friends, Stacey, must have said that, but it's true. Intelligence is not just about, education. Creativity is not just about education. It's about, what you feel, what you're passionate about, and what you want to do with your life, okay? So basically, Jack Ma then created another company, and it was called China Pages. That's it. The company was called China Pages, and on that it had loads of companies in China that were selling different products, and that was the idea of Alibaba, right? Alibaba, he chose that name because it was very different, very unique, and I don't think I've heard of any other company called Alibaba, to be honest. But through finding out about, setting companies up on the internet, Jack Ma was able to really create something very similar to Amazon, where companies can now sell to the public and to each other through the internet. So Jack Ma left the US, went back to China, and now he started helping companies to build their own internet websites, right? And through that, he started building more and more. He started gaining more recognition from the Chinese government, because obviously they wanted to know how to do things. And so he started helping more and more very distinguished people in China and building his brand. So now Alibaba is a conglomerate, right? They have subsidiaries such as Alibaba Cloud Computing, they have AliExpress.com, and they also, of course, have now Alibaba Productions, which is the media company that I came across when we were watching The Ugly Dolls. So through this, what I'm telling you is that in life we have to be persistent and we have to keep going. We cannot give up, okay? Another thing is that there was some very good lessons learned from Jack Ma and his experiences. And one of the lessons was, don't complain and look for the opportunities, right? This is a very difficult situation we're all experiencing. And yes, absolutely, stay safe. But one of the best things is that this is a good time and the opportunity to now do things you've never done before. This is a good opportunity to now learn things you've never learned before, okay? Don't look at it as a negative. Look at it as, a way to kind of perfect your craft. So if you're good at something, learn how to be even better with doing it. That's it, Kwame. Never give up. Absolutely never give up. Learn how to, if you want to learn English, learn how to speak English now. If you want to improve your writing, start writing regularly. Wake up every day and spend time writing and developing your writing and sharing. Because when you share your content, when you share things, you learn a lot more from what you're doing, okay? I never thought I would have an accountancy practice. I could not see that far, okay? Yes, I'm a chartered management accountant, but as soon as I got my practice and certificate, I was like, okay, what next, So the next thing to do is to start a company. The next thing to do is, get good clients, maintain those clients, get help workers, The thing is, it's all about taking one step at a time. You never know how far it's going to get, but you have to start by doing something, right? So if you want to start a YouTube channel, go ahead. If you want to start a blog, go ahead. If you want to start a business, go ahead, right? You will learn and you will make several mistakes, but you will learn from those mistakes, okay? Just a random thing, right? So I've got a YouTube channel, I'm sure you all know. It's called Committed to Excellence. And I'm just nearing 5,000 subscribers now. And I was thinking to myself, how could I get to 150,000 subscribers, right? Now I'm only on 5,000 and I'm thinking that far ahead. So I started looking at YouTubers who are like 150,000 subscribers and more. And one thing I realized was a lot of the YouTubers that have like 150,000 subscribers, guess how many videos they've made, right? A lot of them have made 500 videos. And I've only made 25. So if I'm thinking that I want to get to 150, I'm nowhere near what these guys have done. And the point is that, we think things are easy, but it takes a lot of effort and time and building, right? You have to build, you have to start somewhere. So I realized that I better just shut up and just keep grinding. Because there's no way that I can expect to have 150,000 subscribers if I haven't put the effort and the time, right? A minimum of 500 videos, and I've only got 25. I've got a lot of work to do, right? So it's all about consistency as well. A lot of people think, people have become successful overnight, or it was quite easy. But a lot of the time, people are working in the background so hard, waking up early, getting things done, and working consistently. Okay, so if you want to start now. The best time to have planted a tree was yesterday, but since you couldn't have done it yesterday or 10 years ago, do it now. Start now. The next thing is, keep your dream alive. So whatever it is, whatever idea you have, it is not stupid. You've got that idea for a reason. It was planted in your heart for a reason. Do not get don't get distracted. And don't let people tell you that your idea is rubbish, because a lot of the time people cannot see your vision. So keep your dream alive. Keep working on it every single day, okay? Keep perfecting your craft. I love saying that. The next thing is ignore the little man, okay? And the little man is what I mean by, the naysayers, so the people that don't believe in you, the people that have something negative to say but are not doing anything themselves. And there's a lot of people like that. Ignore them, because there's no point in taking time to always respond to negative criticism. There's no point in taking time to explain yourself to people when you know your dream, you have your dream in your heart. So you just have to continue with that dream and keep going. Ignore people, because if you start paying attention to all the negative stuff, you are going to start being affected by it in a bad way. So get inspired, okay? So surround yourself with people who are, who are inspirational, who are motivational, who are doing things, who are making changes in their lives, who are improving themselves, so that you have people that you can be accountable to, and you have people that are on the same journey, and you can actually cheer each other on, okay? Surround yourself with people who are positive and who are also pushing boundaries, pushing limits. There are so many things that people have said could not be done. Okay, oh, you can't run 100 meters in this time until it was done. You can't swim this fast until it was done. Okay, so everybody has an idea that things can't be done until somebody does it. And people will keep breaking records because those people are consistently trying. They're not giving up. And so I encourage you guys to keep trying. Don't give up, okay? This is a great time to develop yourself and do amazing things. The next thing is stay focused, okay? Stay focused. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. But as I say, my word for this year is consistency. Be consistent. Continue to push yourself continuously, okay? Winston Churchill said, you will never reach your destination if you stop to throw stones at every dog that barks at you, okay? At every stage in life, you're going to have people that are going to try and, kind of discourage you, tell you that you can't do it, tell you that you're not good enough, tell you that you can't have that job. Like Jack Ma, he applied for so many jobs and he got rejected. But that was a blessing in disguise, because that allowed him to start his own business, right? If no one's going to employ me, I'm going to start my own business. It's as simple as that. Okay? The next thing is Customers are number one. So whatever business, whatever craft you're doing, do it to serve people. I believe that we're here to serve people. So whatever passions and skills that you have, use them to serve people. And when people are happy, they will pay for your service, okay? But if you're after money and your idea is that, oh, I want money, then you're not thinking about the end user. You're not thinking about helping people. You're not thinking about benefiting people, okay? And then the next point is have passion, right? I am so passionate about, personal finances, about, business and their finances, about people understanding how to use their money well, how to build wealth, how to invest, how to, really take control of your money. I love things like that, and I'm constantly listening and learning about those things, okay? And that is where I am kind of focusing my coaching business on. And guess what? I'm helping people, and through that, I'm getting paid well for it. So the point is that focus on your passion. You all have skills, you all have, gifts. Focus on what you are good at. So Kwame, you're saying any idea can be achieved only if you don't give up. Absolutely. We can't give up. You have to keep trying, and you will fail. Gosh, the amount of times I've failed, the amount of mistakes I've made, even in my accountancy business, but I've learned from them, and actually they've helped me to move higher in what I'm doing. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just try and make mistakes as fast as possible so you can learn from them. So fail fast. There's nothing wrong with failing. And so the last thing I like to say is that, I believe that you can do anything you want to do. And I truly believe that because people have done amazing things in their life, okay? So what I would suggest is that in this time, really use the time to develop yourself, learn about yourself, learn about what you're good at, start new things, okay? Start things, whatever you want to start, just go ahead and start to invest in yourself. Spend money to learn about yourself, to learn so that you can actually be well developed to be able to help other people, okay? And as you know, I am a finance and wealth coach, and I offer coaching for business entrepreneurs and individuals. So if you are somebody who's not good with your finances and who wants to really understand how best to manage your finances, do go ahead and DM me, and let's see if I can help you. Now, don't forget to like my video, don't forget to share if you feel compelled, and I just want to say, have a fantastic weekend, guys. Remember Jack Ma's story. He got rejected so many times. He went through so many trials and tribulations. There were so many obstacles in his way, and I know now we are all facing a very difficult time, but you know what? Use this time to do the best things you can do for yourself and your families, okay? So stay safe, and I'm gonna love you and leave you. Take care. Bye. Before you leave, don't forget to like and comment, subscribe and click that bell. To follow me on my other platforms, my links are below. Click on them and they will take you straight there. Take care.